Oh, do forgive me if I seem to be staring. I'm afraid I'm just having a bit of difficulty reading the menu over your shoulder. No, it isn't an issue of nearsightedness or poor translation. Kutch is a relatively easy language for me to read. The trouble I'm having is, well, as lovely as it looks, I'm afraid it's a lot curlier than what I'm accustomed to reading. Yes, it does look quite nice, but as far as legibility goes, that might be something you'd wish to work on. Yes, it would help a bit if you could read it to me. I do hope I'm not troubling you by asking this of you. Are you certain? My, you're surprisingly polite. No, certainly not. You don't give off the appearance of being unpleasant or hostile. I suppose I've just had run-ins with the wrong people. The wrong acquaintances, the wrong shop owners, and certain bakers in this city don't take kindly to me. Oh, goodness, no. No, I don't give them any trouble. I don't attempt to shortchange them. I just tend to spend hours eating waffles. Yes, they are my truest love in this world, and though I pay handsomely for them, apparently some people consider that loitering, even when you're paying for their services and their time. Really? I would have assumed that in a country known for marketing, they would be a bit more polite when receiving customers. Sometimes it's an issue with foreign customers. I see. No, I don't take offense from you about that. I guess I was just hoping that I would be able to fit in a bit more here. No, I'm afraid I didn't fit in very well back home. I was hoping that by coming here things might change, but it seems I'm still different enough for people to see me as an outcast or someone to avoid. No, as far as I'm aware, I don't have any unsavory qualities that would put people off, aside from the Fjerdans, of course. Well, as I'm sure most people are aware, the Fjerdans pride themselves on modesty and propriety. I, on the other hand, prefer to be a bit more open with my personality and a few other things, such as colourful phrases they're not fans of. Yes, they would probably hang me as a witch, although they might do that for another reason as well. Oh dear, I know that look all too well. Let me take a guess. You're going to throw me out before I can even purchase a stack of waffles at this fine establishment? No. Well, that's a bit of a surprise. What are you going to do, then? How many waffles would I like? Well, I haven't had any in a while, so how about 4 or 5? 6? Are you simply suggesting that because you're proud of your products, or because you want to squeeze every penny you can out of me? A bit of both. Well then, I suppose I won't put you down. 6 it is, then. Really? 6 has always been a bit of a lucky number for you. Well, I suppose if you're living in a part of city best known for gambling, it can't hurt to have a bit of luck up your sleeve, can it? It's funny that I should mention that, is it? And why is that? You don't say. You're acquainted with an individual who runs a gambling den here. And who might that be? Saints, you know Kaz? Yes, I'm afraid I've had the misfortune of being acquainted with him as well. I wasn't aware that he had any other acquaintances aside from Inej, Jesper, and myself. Yes, I am Nina Zenik. He's mentioned me to you, has he? Ah, you thought that I might be the Grisha of whom he spoke. And what led you to suspect that, if I might ask? He speaks often of my behaviour and the things I say. And my love of waffles. Well, can you blame me? Waffles are truly paradise for your mouth. Oh? In that case, my taste buds are going to die and go to heaven when I taste yours. Well, if that's the case, perhaps I should say a last prayer to the saints before I perish. Yes, of course, I only tease. Oh my! You whipped those up awfully quick. Have you been working here very long? You've been running this place for years. Well, that's odd. You do seem awfully young. Looks can be deceiving. Have you had a tailor working on you? Is that so? Then am I to presume you are just born with the face of an angel? Oh my! Do be careful. I'd hate for your eyes to pop out of their sockets if you get that surprised again. All right, now, let's have a taste of these waffles and see if they're everything they're chalked up to be. Saint's blood. These are... How did you do that? How did you create something that tastes this amazing? I have only ever tasted anything this amazing once in my life. And if I'm correct in my assumption that I'm making based off of those two experiences, I think you and I ought to have a little talk. You may wish to close the door for this and cover any windows if you're perhaps worried that someone will get the wrong idea. Yes, of course, I'll wait. No, there's no need to be alarmed. Though I am associated with Kaz, this isn't the part where I rob you at gunpoint. Besides, I've never had much taste for guns, or much use for them, as I'm sure you know from Kaz's conversations with you. Yes, I'm sure he mentioned that I'm a heartrender. Is that correct? He did mention that. And did he mention that I was a soldier in the Second Army? He did. And did he perhaps mention that I recognize a fabricator when I see one? There's no need to be alarmed. As I said before, you're not in any danger with me. I hope you realize this. Oh, please, do you really think I would kill someone after they made me the best waffles I've ever tasted? There's that lovely smile of yours. Now, have a seat with me, would you? And do feel free to take one of the waffles. Though I love them, I'm afraid I can't stomach all of this sugary goodness at once. Oh! I look like I've done so more than once. Well, I suppose I have, but who are you to judge? I didn't think so. After all, working in a place like this, there's no way you haven't indulged at least a few times. Now, please, do sit and have a waffle. No, I'm not going to do anything of the sort. I don't intend to threaten you or blackmail you or anything along those lines. Certainly not. I'm Grisha myself. If I tried to report you to the Druskala, I would have to explain how I knew that you were a fabricator, or how I even knew what such a thing was, and they would recognize my accent as Ravkan. Yes, as fluent as I am in other languages, I'm afraid my accent is still terribly recognizable. Indeed, and then that will lead to questionings such as, are you a witch as well? And, even though I'm quite skilled at lying, well, I've already been caught once. They know what I look like, and they know that I'm dangerous. No, not to you. I've already said this. I'm not going to hurt you or threaten you or anything of that sort. Goodness, you act like everyone in Ketterdam is... Yes, I was just about to say, you act like everyone in Ketterdam is a criminal. Allow me to rephrase that. You act like everyone in Ketterdam is a murderer, and I'm nothing of the sort. Well, as a soldier in the Second Army, I have seen my fair share of death, and I did cause a few of those deaths, I will admit to that. But that was self-defense. It was war. I had no choice, and the people I was fighting knew what they were getting into. I did what I needed to do to protect my people. I did what I needed to do to keep them from being burned at the stake because we have powers that they don't understand. Yes, I'm afraid I have had to face Fjerdans before. And as I'm sure you remember, since I mentioned it so recently, of course assuming you weren't stricken with fear by then, I have been captured by the Drusilla before. How did I escape? Luck, I suppose. There was a storm. The ship they were using to transport us. It was decimated by the waves. How did I survive? One of them, Matthias Helvar, was his name. He helped me get to shore. We both clung to a piece of driftwood, and I kept the two of us warm while he swam. Yes, I trusted him with my life, and he mistakenly placed the same trust in me. What do I mean by that? I'm afraid something happened, something I'd rather not discuss. But the only way for me to save him from a life of torture or disgrace, was to say that he was a slaver, that he was trying to sell me off. He was arrested and sent to Hellgate. Yes, that's why I'm here. That's why I've chosen to associate myself with Kaz. I need money to get him out of there. I need to find a way to fix what I've done. And if there is any hope for me to regain his trust, I need to take that hope. I need it to give me strength. I need to find a way to him. Why am I telling you all of this? I like to see the good in people. I like to believe that people can change. I like to believe that everyone has the potential to be a good person and do the right thing. I think that if you wished to, you would make an incredible addition to the Second Army. You could fight alongside the best of us. You could help us save Ravka and Grisha just like us. But only if you want to. I won't force anything on you. I won't. But I really think you should consider it. If you don't, I won't judge you. As long as you still allow me to come back every day for Waffles. You'll think it over. All right. In the meantime, I do expect a little small talk every time I come to see you. Any particular topics? Oh, the usual, I suppose. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your relationship status, and would you be interested in a girl like me? Oh, relax, I'm only teasing. For now. Here, 20 Kruger. You can keep the change. I'll see you tomorrow.